Tennessee Homestead, how the heck are you? I bet you all wonder where the heck I've been, right? The last week or so. Yeah, it's been nuts. And hang around for just a minute and I'll try to explain to you what's been going on and get you all up to speed. Talk to you in just a second. Okay, some of the things have been going on around here. One, I've got a new job, or I guess call it an additional job. I don't know. Yeah. Um, yeah, I started working at a factory, and they have some rules about social media and their names, so I'm not even going to mention the company. But it's a decent factory job, and I'm still working down at the feed store, but I've cut that back now to just weekends and just working up to one place there on weekends. So that's yeah, yeah, that's right. I'm working 7 days a week. Doesn't sound like fun. Well, yeah, if you're a homesteader, you're used to 7 day a week kind of things. Uh, but I want to do that to uh, put together more cash. That's the name of the game. So it's good. Decent pay, got all the benefits, all that kind of nonsense. And my feed store has one of the uh, girls that used to work down there. I loved it because she always used to say the same thing. She said, "Work us like a dog and pay us like puppies." So you're pretty right there. But anyway, yeah, I like working down there. I like working with the customers. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, you got to go with the money. You know, that's kind of the name of the game. So that's one of the things that's been going on. I have purchased some new camera equipment. Matter of fact, I'll slip a picture in there somewhere, probably at the tail end of this video, uh, so that you can see the camera. But yeah, it's not anything really overly fancy, but it does the purpose, and this is really dumb. Last week, I ran a bunch of videos onto it. Yeah, barn chat, all that. Yeah, because all you had to do, because the quality, if you use the tape system, is a lot higher than the uh, if you use an SD card. Well, one, I didn't have a mini SD card for the camera, but it did come with some tapes. So I work on all these videos, get these things turned out. And so I knew I had a firewire somewhere packed in some of this stuff, right? I used to have one. Heaven only knows what happened to it over the years. I went digging around for this firewire. Nah, you know. And then I went down to Walmart and a few other places trying to find them local, where I can get it local. Nah, none of them had the right one. And so it was like, okay, so I had to order that. So hopefully it'll be in the next day or so that I can transfer the tapes back onto the computer and get them uploaded. Yeah, and squeeze that all in with working 7 days a week. Yeah. so, uh, so today I had an opportunity to sit down and still had a little light left. And that's something else I'm getting as a lighting kit uh, to help with the lighting on the inside. But I did want to get the camera going because all the cattle in the back pasture right behind us here have now had their calves, and just cute as buttons. Matter of fact, one of them was born today. But I want to get some good clear video because when I go outside, half the time they kind of look up, they see me, and they walk to the back side of the pasture, right? And so you really can't follow them too much. Now with the new camera, yes, I can. I'll just tag along with them. So that it's going to be a lot better, and it has a better microphone. So the audio quality is going to be a lot better. So it's not one of these little internal mics like they got on the cell phones and some of the other cameras. This is a regular professional microphone that's on a hot shoe. So yeah, ought to be a lot better. So that's some of the things I've been working on. And but yeah, last week it just got insane. I had to go down and pick the steer up from the processor, which that was way south, and then I had to bring it back up, get it unpacked, go to work. That whole day was gone. I mean, it was just shot. And then they had some of the other places had stuff, needing help, and so off I trottled onto those. So I was running pretty ragged, and at the same time going through orientation and all this other kind of nonsense. It's a new job. It was like, are you kidding me? So I'm running back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. Uh, New job's a lot closer. It's in a town called Lexington, which is about 20 minutes, 25 minutes from where I'm at here. So that's not a bad drive at all. And that's 25 minutes. You know how when you start driving a country road that's got a lot of curves and yada yada yada, for the first month or so, you're driving slower because you're not used to the curves that could sneak up on you, and some of them are like 20-mile-an-hour hairpin kind of curves. After you've driven the road for a while, you get to know the sections where, okay, I can do 55 mile an hour here, and I got to do 40 mile an hour here, and I got to, just naturally get used to the road, and you can drive it a lot faster. Same way with 200 going back into Henderson. Took a little time getting used to it, but after that, I probably drive that road 55 and 60 mile an hour most all the way. I'll eventually get it going the other way. So, yeah, and once I do that, I'll probably turn that down to about maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. So it's not a bad drive. Nice little town up there that Lexington is. Had been up there running around a little bit. They got a Walmart, and they're a regular town. They got all kinds of fancy stuff. So we have a general store. Yeah. But I really like it. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so that's what's been going on, and hopefully we'll get some of these. As soon as I get the Firewire in here, I'm going to go ahead and take the videos. I probably won't do the barn chat that I did, but there's some other videos on there covering some other topics. And yeah, the quality seems to be 10,000% from what the camera does, what this little cell phone camera does. So that ought to be really good. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, I was talking about some of the dicamba usage up in this area. I'm really beginning to think twice about buying land in this immediate area due to the dicamba use. Man, they're killing trees up here. I'm telling you, it's like, whoa, kids, ease up. Because there's a lot of temperature inversions up here, especially at night, because you're really up in a pretty hilly section. And yeah, that temperature inversion causes that stuff to gas off, and here you go. And they have knocked out some tree lines. And it's like, wow. And this is really the first year you guys getting into this. And what that stuff going to be like, 2, 3, 4 years down the road. But yeah, so I'm kind of looking somewhere else. And then with this new job, I went up and driving that area, saw that most of the land up there in that county is being utilized for pasture land. It's not row cropped. Oh, man, maybe I just need to move that direction a little bit, because here it's a lot of cropland. And I don't need dicamba not killing off everything I plant and polluting the animals and so forth. Speaking of animals, I got the meat back, so I'm in pig heaven. I'm just happy little camper. About the only thing they did a great job processing. About the only thing the drawback I had was when they made the hamburger. They didn't put enough fat in with it, and it could be because there wasn't enough fat on that cow. He was a pretty lean boy, and if he didn't have enough fat on him, they had little to work with. But it was like, yeah. I tell you something. You kind of, when you're making up your patty, you look at the size of the bun because that burger is not going to shrink any. I mean, whatever you made, that's how it's going to come back out of the skillet. And you actually have to use like a little olive oil or something like that in with it because otherwise it'll just stick right to the pan. I mean, just right there because there's just not enough fat. I mean, there's just no fat coming off the thing. But the taste of it is just beautiful. I mean, just really beautiful. I haven't had any of the steaks or roasts or any of that yet. I think I fried up a few hamburgers. I made some spaghetti with some hamburger, and I made a pot of chili. And that chili was great. Real beefy flavor to it. It turned out real nice. So yeah, really kind of thrilled with that. I got my freezer that I've had sitting up here for several months now, running electric bill up without really performing much of a service other than a couple of packs of hamburger and a few chicken wings stuffed in it. But yeah, it's full now, folks. My boy turned out to be packing out about 500 pounds is what I ended up picking up, which was really amazing. I didn't expect to get that much out of him. But he's a big boy. He done well. Yeah, done real well. And like I said, real lean. So I'm thinking maybe this week I'm going to pick up nothing real fancy on a barbecue grill, just plain old barbecue grill. And try some of those T-bone steaks I got out of it because they look to be pretty good. They're not real thick. They're not like I had cut a couple of years ago where they were like 1.5 inches thick. These are just 1 inch thick T-bones. But I think they went a little heavy. It looks a little wider than 1 inch, but they really look like they'll be good. So, yeah, get into some of that. So, back to having some good old-fashioned grass-fed beef, which is cool. Let's see what else is going on. Picked up a weed eater. Yeah, the fellow that mows the lawn doesn't know what weed eater is, and it's around the house and stuff got a little tall, so I went out and bought a weed eater to trim that down. Now if I can just put a headlight on it so I can see it when I'm home. Yeah. Next week I think is going to be a little bit better, but you know how a new job is anyway. The first few weeks of a new job is killer. And I've been working at the feed company pretty much full time and doing this and getting all that going. And so yeah, I'm pretty tired. So starting next week, my hours get back to semi-normal kind of thing. Matter of fact, I'm not working at all at the feed store this week. Told them forget it. Nope, I'm doing it because for the first week or so, I'm doing some training and stuff on new systems, and then I'm working days, but then I go to afternoons, which is cool because when I thought about it, I got HughesNet. God love them. And so when I upload videos and things of this nature, it has to be after 2 o'clock in the morning and before 8 o'clock in the morning. So the shift I'll be working regular at the factory is a 3:30 to midnight shift. So I'll get home about 12:30. By the time I grab a little snack to eat and so forth, I could be staying up until after the 2 o'clock bewitching hour at HughesNet, get my downloads done, get my work online done, and shut it down and go to bed and, grab some sleep before I have to go back to work. So that's going to work out real good. Where working days, you were getting up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to try to get your online work done. So this is really going to help. And then when everything started piling in, it was like, just didn't have time. I'm serious, just did not have time. Like I said, I made about 6 videos, and then when I couldn't find that FireWire, it was like, are you kidding me? I couldn't download them to my computer so I could upload them to YouTube. I'm like, I don't know. But that hopefully that'll be here, and we'll get those up to you. And like I said, I think you're going to be real happy with the quality, so because it's 100% better than what this phone is. So. And it's got zooms and better mics and So, like I said, we'll be able to do more with it. And then I'm hoping once the dust really settles to get back into searching. And I think I'm going to start looking up in the county, up in Henderson County. A lot of pasture land up there. And even saw a couple of places that were up for sale. Looked like they had, I don't know, anywhere from 35 to 55 acres section. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for. So anyway, that's what's been going on. That's where I've been hiding. I didn't fall off the earth, and we're gonna get back to getting kicked out of here. Life, how sometimes life does, just blows up in your face, and you're trying to get all the pieces in place to where you can move on. And this is gonna be a good thing. A lot more money coming in, which is always a good thing, and more time eventually. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay at the feed store, honestly. I'm going to give it a whirl for as long as I can go, but I'm getting a little old for the 7-day work weeks. Now and again, you need to take a little time off, but I may cut it back. At one time down there, I worked 5-hour shifts, and I may go back to that, to where I'm only there for 4 or 5 hours, and that way you've got some time off to kind of rust up a little bit. So anyway, that's Rich from Tennessee Homestead. I love you guys and appreciate you. Sorry I fell off the face of the earth, but the videos are sitting on a camera I can't get them off of. How dumb. Yeah. And then I had to redo the mount to get my camera back mounted onto my tripod. Had to spring out to get where I could use the mount for my phone again. I was like, okay, is everything going to turn into a chore this week? So anyway, this will be up, and we'll get some more coming at you, and hopefully the Firewire's in the next day or so, and I can just upload all those videos, and I got a pile of them for you. So, alrighty, I hope you're having a great week, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We'll talk at you later.